What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. We finally made it to the 5th episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the episode that head writer on the series, Malcolm Spellman, teased this Marvel cameo. Now, he originally said that the character was super grounded, someone he would have loved to see next to Thor. Well, in the last 24 hours, we've had two separate sources, one of which a trusted industry insider, weigh in with a ton more details about this character. We're going to break down exactly what they said about the character itself, who's playing it, and of course, try to play the guessing game. And there's one in particular that I think fits the bill on all the counts. We're going to break down this episode 5 cameo and just who it could be. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We're still giving away a PlayStation 5 now at 900,000 subscribers. We just announced the 800K winner last week. We're also giving away Disney Plus subscriptions while the shows are live. If you want to be entered to win, all you have to do, hit that subscribe button, then leave a comment down below. And if you want, stick around at the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So the updated description of this mystery character that's showing up in episode 5, again originally teased by the head writer Malcolm Spellman weeks ago, came from Slash Film, and they wrote this: Slash Film can confirm that the surprise character is not one that we've seen in the MCU before, and not one who is primed to appear in an upcoming film. However, we have learned it's an existing Marvel Comics character who is played by a well-known performer. And this guest star must have knocked it out of the park for Spellman to hype up this upcoming episode so much. Now, when they said well-known performer, I sort of locked in on that because they didn't use the noun actor or actress. And like has happened in the past in the MCU and other films, sometimes music performers can cross over into cameos and or side roles. And the way that they described this character sort of put me in mind of that. Now, trusted industry insider Charles Murphy from over at Murphy's Multiverse actually weighed in on this description and said, quote, "This description from Slash Film's article accurately describes the role I've been talking about for months, so I guess it's next week's episode." Line that up with what head writer Malcolm Spellman said, and this cameo is fixing to be something that, well, has stood out in the mind of the head writer, and now seems to be something that fans are super excited about. But who could this character be, and more importantly, who could be the performer that's playing them? Well, we've got some guesses, so let's start working it out. First of all, we know from Malcolm Spellman that this character is super grounded, someone he said he'd like to see next to someone cosmic like Thor. We've also heard from my mate Definition over at Heavy Spoilers. He's heard that this is a female character, and now we know that it's played by a well-known performer. For the record, I do not think we are getting a major character like Wolverine, Storm, etc. If the thumbnail triggered you, I apologize. What I do think is happening, though, is this is going to be a famous music performer and or artist, someone that we know from outside of film that stepped in to play a cameo, and a character that we're going to recognize, but not one that's important. Remember from the quote, it's a character that's not primed to show up in any of the newer Marvel films in Marvel Phase 4, so this isn't Florence Pugh from Black Widow, this isn't an Eternals character, this isn't Black Knight, this isn't a character we know is going to show up in one of the future films like Shang-Chi. This is someone completely different. Now, there was a rumor stemming all the way back to early 2019 that Marvel Studios was interested in bringing in Rihanna to the MCU. Not for the role of Storm, but for the movie of Black Panther, actually to play a different role. And real recently, as posted in a couple of places on Reddit, and as fans like to do, she was seen with a photograph that she posted holding a Marvel encyclopedia. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, but I will say this: the role that she was rumored to be looked at by Marvel Studios for Black Panther 2 was the role of Princess Xanda, the ruler of the African nation Narobia. Now, I'm kind of ashamed to admit that I didn't really see Wakanda having such a role in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, although it makes perfect sense. They've got connections to the White Wolf, Bucky, and they've got connections to Zemo as well. We knew Zemo was going to be free for at least part of this series, and then it follows perfectly and logically that Wakanda would come after him. I'm really shocked that a bunch of YouTubers like myself didn't point out that Wakanda would play a huge role in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That might lead into some of the storylines for Black Panther 2, and if this was a character that planned on featuring there, well, Rihanna is a well-known performer, a character that could be super grounded, and someone that could play nicely off of Thor. But again, this is complete speculation, and without any more details to go on, knowing that it's not going to be a huge X-Men, and that it's not going to be a huge reveal, but rather probably a character people will recognize, there are limitless options, literally limitless options of character favorites for Marvel Comics that this could be. We need more information basically to dwindle it down, but knowing what we've seen in the rumor mill over the last couple of years, there have been other performers musically that have been rumored to be tied to the MCU. One in particular we heard, Harry Styles may be playing Star Fox in the upcoming Eternals. No, I don't think it's Harry Styles in this episode, but that's a great example. And I'm super curious who Marvel can bring in that may play a role somewhere down the road, but isn't an imminent character that would make sense for a cameo, a character that all the fans are going to recognize, but isn't necessarily integral to the story. Of course, we're only 2 episodes away from the end, and the promise of the introduction of Omega Red is looking less and less likely. Speaking of which, the introduction of new characters, we know that there is some sort of final battle that's set to take place in the very final episode that might even feature War Machine and a total team up between everyone who quote-unquote is on the side of good, ultimately among the Flag Smashers. Although it's looking more and more like John Walker's character might actually end up becoming like a villain or an anti-hero in the show more than I originally thought in the first place. I will say, however, we have the runtime for the next episode officially came in at 61 minutes, which is about 11 minutes longer than the episodes we've gotten before. Assuming the credits take the same amount of time as they have in the past, that's another 10 minutes of action. These episodes have felt pretty packed already. I cannot personally wait for this cameo. I'm excited for the MCU to keep growing the way that it has. Guys, let me know down in the comments. Who do you think this character could be? It's got to be grounded. It's got to be someone who could play well off Thor. It's got to be a character that's readily recognizable, played probably by a professional musician. What are we thinking here? Who do we think? And watch, it's gonna be a performer, quote unquote. And it's not gonna be a musician. It's gonna be someone completely different. It's just when they say performer, why didn't you say actor or actress? Okay, guys, let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. And quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away a PlayStation 5 at 800,000 subscribers. Just kidding, we just gave that one away and announced that last week. The next PlayStation 5 is at 900,000 subscribers. Excuse me, when you say something for 6 months straight, guys, it's sort of hard to get out of your brain. We added another one. It's coming at 900. We just announced 800 last week. We're still giving away Disney Plus subscriptions every Friday. While the shows are live, we had a new winner announced yesterday. If you want to be entered to win for any of the future prizes, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be selected and then announced at the end of videos the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content at the channel is, of course, to hit the notification bell with notifications turned on. And as always, if you enjoyed today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me over on Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can find me on Spotify, YouTube, and all other original music platforms under the name All Fires. Thanks so much for checking out the channel, guys, and stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.